Mind and body. Good. Surrender. Initiate. This won't hurt. Not.
Hello and welcome to my Anomaly disorder guide / showcase. My goal with this video is to give you a brief introduction to how disorder damage functions and to showcase my current setup, which I personally believe it holds up very well at the moment. In sum, I wish to show you that setups like my own are not only possible, but also the fact that they have potential to be the most optimal in the future. So without taking much more of your time, let's get into it. Presuming you already have some level of understanding as to how anomaly disorder works, I will keep it short. In essence, the disorder damage you will deal is directly linked to the anomaly's total damage, which uses several components such as your character's level, anomaly type, attack, anomaly proficiency, and the time spent until the disorder is triggered. So in the case of, say, shock anomaly disorder, it's between the time when the elemental anomaly was first triggered, meaning shock anomaly, and when the anomaly disorder is triggered via triggering a different anomaly. This means whenever you're playing as Yanagi, you should save your EX special and your ultimate at the very moment you trigger shock anomaly, since that's the very moment her polarity disorders will do the most damage. That being said, going back to the previous point regarding anomaly damage, the damage you will ultimately deal is calculated during the anomaly buildup. This means if you're building up your anomaly with an entirely unbuffed or a character that does not have good stats for anomaly damage, your next anomaly will do severely less damage. Therefore, so will its respective disorder damage. Now we have reached the crux of the matter. The entire reason why I can do very high numbers with my anomaly disorder triggers is exactly because during my anomaly build-up time, I make sure my carry is buffed by every possible buff my current setup can provide. This whole idea is to be as effective when you add another pure DPS character into the mix, such as our beloved Bernice. It's not that she's not effective at what she does right now. However, if we go back and take into account the various components that I've previously mentioned when it comes to doing higher anomaly disorder damage, Bernice does not exactly help your team improve it. Takes away the precision required to get the most out of your disorder damage, and she does not buff your team at all. Meaning you will end up doing is splitting the damage between two units, and neither of them will be at full effectiveness. So for a setup like this to work, both of those units will have to benefit one another in some specific way. For if all one of them brings to the table is some level of damage, and I personally don't find the character valuable to a disorder team, nor justifiable to pull for when it comes to creating a stronger account. None of these points matter if you're pulling a character because you like them, of course. We can dive deeper into this particular point in some other video, seeing as it has to do with how teams are composed in zenlesszonezero. As for this video, I believe we should just focus on the matter at hand. Therefore, let's jump right into the showcase. Now here at the training area with our robot friend, where I will showcase to you a few different examples of disorder damage being dealt. Which this first example will contain Yanagi's shock disorder without any of the team's buffs. There we have it, a little bit over 500,000. Next example, we'll be using Reed, provide both her core passive and her W engine's passive. As well as Yanagi will be actually using her Thunder Metal buff from her set. With all this, let's see what kind of damage increase we can get. I'll also add that even though Nicole is attacking here and there, her defense shred is not granting much of an increase to the damage, since Yanagi already has 97% pen thanks to our setup. And there we have it. About 1.1 million. This is about a 90% damage increase from our previous test. In this next example, we'll be seeing what kind of damage we can get without Rina's W engine and without Thunder Metal buff. Even though I use Rina at the end there, the Anomaly was already built up, so it doesn't count. There we have it, about 740k. We'll now showcase to you a strategy I often use to get the most out of my setup. Not sure if there is a name to this technique, so let's just call it Quick Anomaly Reset Strategy. The reason behind the creation of this strategy is due to recognizing that a team like this, a stronger anomaly and a weaker anomaly. Therefore, we want to stick with the stronger anomaly whenever possible. What we will do to fix this potential problem is to build up anomaly as fast as we can, right after triggering the anomaly and before triggering the disorder. This means we'll stay with the weaker anomaly for the minimum amount of time, it being 3 seconds, seeing as it is the inner cooldown anomalies have to trigger. To do this, I generally save my carry's ultimate just after I trigger their anomaly, to do a high burst of anomaly buildup without spending much time. It is also worth noting that the other benefit in doing this comes from sets like Thunder Metal, since you are using its buff while you're building up most of the anomaly bar. A percentage of it will take the buff into account. Lastly, I'll be showing to you the best example of disorder damage in this clip by combining everything our composition can grant. This is not exactly the best this team can do, as you've likely seen before. As we've learned, numbers can vary significantly depending on the execution. Either way, I apologize for the delay when it comes to the release of this video. I had a few hiccups when it came to its conception. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope it was informative, and I hope you don't mind the sound of my voice too much. You don't need to get used to it, it's fine. I will be sending a few more clear videos your way soon, but do let me know if you're interested in this format. If so, I'm thinking about making a video with my thoughts about the current state of ZZZ's characters. Would that be something you're interested in, learning from this guy, I guess? Please do let me know about it. All that being said, have yourself a great day, and I'll be seeing you next time.